So what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with some Dragon Link test hands, very high requested. There's a deck profile from Raphael Nevin on the channel right now. That link will be in the description down below if you want to check out this deck. This deck is arguably one of the best decks of the format. I think that it's close, it's very close second to the Tenji Pal, which is a very similar deck playing almost 90% the same cards. But this deck is really wild, really explosive. The end board is definitely better than the Tenji. But the going second ability for the Tenji is just unbeatable at a certain level. So in the last deck profile, I asked you guys, you want to see combos, and you all massively commented down below and said yes. So thank you all for the huge support on that video. And yeah, I do hope that the video like this helps for the YCS. And remember, if you ever want to see anything relating to a deck that I have uploaded, you can always comment down below and I will make sure to go start working on that. So today we're going to do a quick combo guide for you guys. So we're going to show just a normal combo off, just starting with like a normal test hand, you know, what you should probably always know. And after that, we're going to do a couple of test hands to see where we can go. And yeah, without much further ado, I say we just jump straight into it. So the hand of choice will be triple hand traps that we basically cannot really use. One Rights and one Black Metal Dragon. So this will be everything we need to end on a Baron, Savage, and a Spheres, which will be just insane. Starting off, of course, with the Rights. We're gonna summon our Pokemon card right there. And we're gonna activate the Fateful Adventure from the deck. After that, we're gonna normal summon Black Metal Dragon, and we're gonna be triggering the Fateful Air. There you go. Just checking exactly. All right. After that, what you probably want to do before we start misplaying, we're gonna activate Fateful, searching Griffin, discarding Draco back equips itself. Don't really need to Draco back for anything else besides this, so but we're gonna summon Griffin, so it's gonna be our third summon, so we are nice and clear out of hand traps. The entire idea behind this deck is that no matter what time you will be playing underneath any Omni Negate, so you will not be able to be interrupted. Chain link 1, chain link 2 doesn't really matter how you chain it, really depends on the rest of your hand. So we will be adding a Boots and a Red Eye Darkness Metal Dragon. We're gonna summon Red Eye Darkness Metal Dragon by banishing the Striker Dragon, summoning back the Black Metal Dragon. Linking these two off in a Romulus. Romulus will activate, adding Ravine to our hand. Activating Ravine. What cards do we want to discard? I'd say we want to discard a Veiler here. Sending Upsol Router adds Tracer. Then we're going to use the Boot Sector quite early, but we kind of have to summon Tracer from the Boot Sector launch. Linking these two away, not using Tracer Perfect or anything for a Hulk Vibrex. Now Hulk Vibrex, pretty good card. Summons a tuner from the deck. So what we will be summoning with this card is one of the Rose Dragons, which some people may or may not be familiar with. This is Red Rose Dragon. When Red Rose Dragon is used as a synchro material, you can summon a different Rose Dragon from your deck. So what we will be using is using the level 7 Wandering Griffin and the level 3 Red Rose tuner to make Baron. So we just lost our Omni Negate, but we gained another Omni Negate. So the entire combo will be beneath an Omni Negate. Red Rose is synchro summoned, or Xanth will give you synchro summoning, so you can summon Rox Rose. Rox Rose effect, when she is special summoned, you can add a Rose spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So we're gonna add Basal Rose Shoot. Now Basal Rose Shoot, pretty solid card. It's a Monster Reborn quick play. It's just very nice. After that, we're gonna be using the token and the Rox Rose to summon Shooting Riser. The zoning doesn't really matter at this point, so but do be aware of your zoning because we will be using card works later. When Shooting Riser is synchro summoned, you can send any card from your deck to the grave. You cannot use the effects of that card this turn, but he does lose the level the monster sent. So the Shooting Riser Dragon now is level 3. So that you're gonna activate Basal Rose Shoot, summoning back any of the Rose Dragons, doesn't really matter which one. Then we're going to use the level 3 Shooting Riser to make Pisty. We're going to use the Rock rules in the Hulk of Vibrax to summon Triple Burst, Dragon, not next to the Pisty, of course. After that, we're going to be able to use the effect of Pisty, summon this, link these two dragons away for his spheres, use Tracer to pop the Boot Sector launch, summoning Rocket Recharger. And here, depending on your hand, you can either go for the Chaotic Ruler, but because we don't really have anything else to do right now, we're just gonna summon the Borreload Savage Dragon, equip any link from our grave. We're gonna choose the Triple Burst, so he becomes a nice 4200 and gets 3 Borreload counters. What did we end up on? Using only the 2 cards and a discard. We still have the 2 random cards in hand. Now they are hand traps, which is insane, but they can be anything. They can also be 8 cards to improve your combo a little bit. We have an Omni Negate through Fleur. We have a Borreload Savage Dragon for a Negate, and we have a Bounce. And in case that wasn't enough, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cards in the graveyard for Snow, which means that we can summon Snow twice. You're saying if you summon Snow once, what's that gonna do? Let's say you get Droplets, you get Dark Ruler. It happened a lot to me this regional. What you can do is when they just start summoning a monster, you summon Snow, Book of Moonit. After that, you summon another monster. You activate the effect of Spheres, triggering Snow as a cost. Nothing happens because Spheres is negated, but you can resummon Snow back to the field for another Disrupt, which also can happen, of course, if you don't want to use the seal effect, and you just want to summon Snow twice in a turn, which could be the difference versus a lot of the Tenji decks, for example. So flipping a Tenji face down, removing it basically from the game and clogging their monster zone, or against PK when they want to start making Cherubini, you can just get rid of it at their normal summon, and they basically should not have any extenders. This card also weirdly contests the DPE, which happened a lot of times in the duels this weekend when I played this at the regional. And yeah, basically this will just allow you to not to die. And after that, you're just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen in the next turn. It's a relatively quickly played out combo. It's fairly linear, but you do play a lot of variance cards that could help. Basically, Brave token plus any real access to 2 dragons is full combo, or to a Hulk of Vibrax with a quick launch, for example, to get the Rocket Synchron or the Rocket Tracer in the grave. So what happened a couple of times, for example, was I had the Chaos Space, and like a hand trap or something to make Hulk of Vibrax. One of the things that came up a lot. This deck is surprisingly strong, surprisingly resilient, and it is very, very difficult to beat the deck. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do a nice little pile shuffle for you guys. And we're gonna do like a couple of test hands. And yeah, what you're gonna have some games, you're gonna draw a lot of Brave cards, but you don't need a lot of Target cards to make it work. What can also happen is you only draw the Dragon cards. And at that point, what I prefer to do is go to the Chaotic Ruler to try and see if we can dig a little bit deeper to see either if we can mill a Snow or if we can get an Enchantress in the grave. So let's start off with a Brick, a Space, Black Metal, Wyvern, and the Ash. Alright, so we're already having a little bit of a tough time getting to our Brave engine. But there's stuff we can do with that. There's definitely a couple of ways to play out this hat. So what I would like to do right here is think for a second. So I think that the optimal line here is to just see if we can mill anything to the graveyard with the Chaotic Ruler. So we're gonna start off with a Black Metal Dragon, link it away for Striker Dragon. Chaining 1, chaining 2, or the other way around, depending on the situation and the game, the tournament you had. We will be adding this guy and this guy to our hand. Now I kind of want to just keep the Brave, this in hand, and I kind of want to keep the Striker. So what I'm gonna do here is just summon the Wyvern, make a Romulus. Chaining 1 Romulus, chaining 2 the white. So we're gonna add the black. We're gonna add the Ravine. So we're gonna activate Ravine, pitch the Space, since there's not really anything else you want to add with Space. We're not playing with Pioneer. not really mandatory adding Tracer Dragon to our hand. After that, we're gonna banish our white lights. Then we're gonna activate Chaos Space. Draw a singular card, through Foolish. Alright, cool. And that's how we get to our Brave Engine. Banish Enchantress. Add Rights. And at this point, it's not even too late to start working to a Hulk Vibrex. Luckily, we're gonna activate Rights. We'll trigger the Adventure. Adding the Equip, because we do not really want to discard any of the cards that we have in our hand right now. We're gonna discard this, equip it. Fateful Effects. Work towards a Griffin Rider. I'm gonna activate Griffin Rider, summon it right here. Alright, cool. And then from here on out is just the obvious summoning. Rocket Tracer. Hulk Vibrex. Summon Red Rose. So now we do have to be a little cautious with our zoning. I kind of messed up this card here. They probably should be on the other side and the Hulk should be free. So what we're going to do is make up a run. Right now we will be kind of dead to hand traps if we link away this for Shooting Riser. We can activate the Red Rose Dragon. Summon the Rocks Rose. So add Basil. Then we're still pretty much in the clear at this point. So I'm just thinking what I would like to do here. Definitely get rid of these two. Shooting Riser. Shooting Riser will send the Snow to the grave. Still, what's nice about this is if you go second after game number 1, or if you go first after game number 1, you play against Sword Soul or anything, you can just side in the 1 token collector, send it that way. Make Pisty. Take these two off. Exploder, so we are fixing our zones right now. And after that, we're going to use the effects of Pisty. And add with black. Don't worry about it. Smile. Make Spheres. And now, we have a couple of things we can do. Because we still have the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. But we don't really have anything in the grave that we would like to use for it now. We've already summoned the white, but we still have options. So what we could theoretically do here is activate Tracer F, and just start milling, see where we go from there. In my build, I don't play IP anymore, but that could really help to build towards an IP. So what I would do for my build here is just keep the resources in hand. Activate the effect of Tracer Dragon. What you will notice a couple of times with this deck is that because you're missing Saferd, you're sometimes missing the extra level 4 body, which I'm having issues with right now. But that doesn't really matter because we still end up on Savage right here to equip yet again Triple Burst Dragon to our hands. And now we still have white, Basil, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and then Ash, and we still have the Snow in the graveyard, which is just very, very solid. The equip is not on the field anymore. Smile. Alright, we're gonna do one more test hand real quick. See if we can get something cool. See if we can get something max combo, for example, opening something different than the that we've been using so far. Maybe opening a rocket early will definitely change up your hand a little bit as well. Yeah. It's away. Shuffle the deck. Seeing this Trudeau. Alright, another pretty graveless hand right here. But there's a couple of things we can do with Upsell Router as well. So this is definitely something that would be nice. So we're going to start off with a tracer, going to summon the Absol router, and pretty safe to say that we should also just summon the Destroyer right here, having our life points, but you know, it is what it is. That's what the kids say. Thinking about what we should be doing next. We could use those two. Don't really. I would like to get the boot sector to my hand. So we can use this one to make Striker Dragon over here, and then we make Hawk with that. Yeah, I think that is the way to go. Striker Dragon effects. And we're gonna use these two to go for a early Hawk, since we don't really need to send anything with the Ravine anymore. Now the Red Rose Dragon, just like the Brave Stuff, Upsor Rider just happens to be level 7, so we can use those to send him to the grave. Summoning Baron pretty early in the combo. Both Red Rose and Upsor Rider will trigger. So here, for example, since you already have access to one of the Rocket Tracers, which is just very, very nice, we can actually add the boy to our hand, Rocket Synchron. Then we're going to summon Rox Rose Dragon. Rox Rose Dragon will be able to add Basil Shoot to our hand. Then we're going to be using this for Pisty. Summon it back. And then we're going to use these for the triple bursts. We're going to use Pisty. We're just abusing all the guard dragons that are legal at this point. And now we are back at our full setup once more without the brave stuff. So even without the brave stuff, there's a couple of things you can do. And activate Boot Sector Launch, special summon 1. Activate the effect of Tracer. So now we are locked into Darks from our extra deck, but it should be just fine. Because we're going to work towards a Chaotic Ruler. Try to see if we can get a little bit lucky. All we realistically need right now is Mill Snow and the Water Enchantress. Milling a right, milling another right, milling black. So we will be adding this to our hand right now. The other cards will sadly be sent to the grave. Now, is there anything we could be able to do right here? Yes, actually. We can special summon this if we have a light. Oh, I don't think we have a light. No, normally you would have a light at this point. But unfortunately, we haven't used Shooting Riser. So that's a little bit unfortunate. So because we do not have a light, we cannot really extend any further from this point on. So, yeah. Summon Altred. Should be good enough as well. Theoretically, had we milled anything, like for example, a Vader instead of the quick launch. Oh, yeah, chat's actually helping me right here. We don't actually need this. Haha. Good video, smile. We can just get these two off. Summon Quad Boral. Activate the effect of Quad Boral. Targeting itself, pitching Vader. Summon back Synchron. Summon back Tracer. There you go. That is the line. Summoning whites. Synchroing it off for the Savage. Triggering black. And equipping triple burst. And now you might be wondering, you don't have a light in the graveyard for this, but this guy has a cool effect that you can also banish from the hand. Summon it back. So we just banish a light. Dark. Unfortunately, can't really use Chaos Space. We can use it for an extra draw here, but it's fine. There you go. Twitch chat can be helpful occasionally. Ending on the full combo without actually using Brave, so this is just a pure Dragon Link deck. Yeah, I personally still think that this is one of the most insane decks of the format. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. Is your list any different? I have updated my list already, looking at the dark, for example, to kind of add a little bit more going second, and a little bit more recovery to the deck. But yeah, there's definitely a lot for this deck. This is a format that's super early, but this combo is already very solid on its own. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of the deck, and yeah, if this helped, also let me know, because it's always nice to hear that the videos are made for a purpose. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.